Wife, we are live.
Ready.
I am going to set up the TV. Okay. Spastic Hug, Cameron, Stanley, Stacy, Ethan, Scott. Hello. Oh, Michelle, Robert, Blanca Thor, Brian, Percy, John, Hugo, Chad, Ellis Fire, Glenn, Rodney, Cobwebs.
Come on, come on,
Gina
come on.
Cash.
Come on.
I'm doing it. I'm
Come
doing
on.
it.
You're slacking. Let's go, let's go. What is it? Come on. Hustle, hustle.
Okay. Well, I've learned that I have to zoom it up before I.
Percy says faster, faster, faster.
There we go. All right. Now they're on. Yes, we have the wife back, which makes me very happy. I miss her when she's not here. Say hello, wife. She says hello.
Hi, homies.
Yes. Okay. So I need to paint some masks. I have 2 Gravediggers that'll be ready for paint.
Papa Bear says, good evening. I just came in, kicked off the clothes and shoes, drinking, and entertained me.
That's.
You've got a good show tonight.
I guess that's my job. Well, you know what? Painting is always good. Whenever I'm painting on a night, that there's always a degree of success there. And I have Gravediggers and War Piggins to paint tonight. If I get those done in time, it is 8 o'clock. I'd like to end about 10:30. If I get those done in time, then I will go and I will paint the skull one.
And you're excited
Because tomorrow I get Chicago deep dish pizza. That makes a fat kid very happy. It does, it does, it does. Brandon, thank you so much, sir.
Did the Beast Man get a name yet?
Beast.
Man mask?
No, I didn't think about that, but I guess we should name the Beast
Man.
Man.
Last time?
No, normally we don't do it that same night. Well, often what happens is there's one day where I start sculpting, and we name it the second day that I'm sculpting it.
You have to explain this to me.
And then we name it the second day that I'm sculpting it. So probably we'll name it the next time. Because he does need a name that isn't Beast Man, so I don't get sued.
You can't call him Beast.
Yeah, and he looks cool, you know. All right.
Beast Dude.
I wasn't looking, but I just saw Beast Mode popped up there, and Beast Mode is a really good name.
And fancy that, it's Cobwebs.
You have a knack for naming
Of course
things,
it
Cobwebs.
came from Cobwebs
You
again.
have a knack for naming things.
Name him Ignorant Boob.
You flea-bitten buffoon!
Beast Mode, yeah. That's gosh, it might have just happened, but I leave that to you guys.
Okay, so what I'm doing? Why are you guys so far over there? What are you doing? Come with me. This is where the action is. This is where the cord stops. Okay. So like always on the Gravediggers, I cut them to fit, and I'm just gonna glue. I'm putting some glue on this guy so that. Yeah, you know, putting some glue on him so I can patch this little seam that I got.
Quality looks awesome. I think the boys are vacuuming bandwidth. Any chance notifications can be turned down on the phone again? You've got your notifications turned up. It's blasting your eardrums.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can do that.
I'm turning off the I'm turning off the Wi-Fi on my phone.
I get a lot of notifications.
You do. Okay, I'm off. I'm off of Wi-Fi. So nothing is draining for me except my computer.
How are you seeing comments? Oh, your computer. Mute. just say done. That should be muted. Let me know if you guys hear anything else. Okay. So we had a customer who said, I really want a Gravedigger, but I have a small head. And they sent me measurements. And we made a smaller Gravedigger mask that we're going to paint tonight. So this guy is much smaller. Now, I don't have a human-sized head. My head is slightly larger than human-sized. But you can see that this one is significantly smaller than mine. All right. Yeah, so tonight is definitely going to be painting 2 Gravediggers, painting 2 War Pigeons.
Everybody says that everything is sounding good tonight.
Good.
Alan,
Yeah.
looking slim, buddy. Nice job. Keep up the hard
Ooh,
work.
I'm trying. I'm under 300 pounds, I think, for the first time in a couple years. And while that still makes me a big old fatty, it's just nice to be under 300 pounds. I may be a fatso, but I'm not a 300-pound fatso.
First time watching live from the UK. Your videos have been keeping me sane during the lockdown. Just want to say thanks. That is Help Me 4545.
Help me, that is one of the reasons why we're doing it. Simply because it's something to do. It's something live. It's an interaction because I can talk to you guys can talk to me. And, you know, it's keeping me sane during this time as well. And I'm making a lot of product, so that's good. Meaning, you know what I mean? I mean, if I'm in the shop and working, I might as well be live, unless I'm doing something repetitive. Like, you guys don't want to see me knock out 15 Gravedigger hats, you know? There's a very small degree of sexiness to that I don't think you would enjoy that much. Alexa, countdown 7 minutes.
Alarm for what time?
Alexa, set a countdown for 7 minutes.
7 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so while this is setting, I'm going to start on Vorpig.
Oh, Cobwebs.
What did-
Cobweb says, not too slim. I like him juicy.
Well, okay,
Stacy says, I spit my drink.
there we go.
Larry Hughes.
I think I always maintain a level of juiciness.
Don't worry, Cobwebs. I won't let him get skinny. I'm monitoring this situation.
Or Chicago deep dish pizza says I'm not going to get skinny.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to eat 3 tomorrow.
No,
I'm going
you're-
to
no.
save one.
No, you're not.
I'm going to save
No,
one
you're not.
for Saturday.
Are you saying you're going to eat 3 tomorrow, or you're going to?
Yeah.
And then,
They're only like this big.
But they're this thick.
Yeah.
No, no, you'll destroy the bathroom.
Delicious.
How's the new chair holding up?
The new chair is amazing. If I had a fully set up Amazon affiliate store, I would link it for you. It's that good. But I don't. Hope somebody one day sets me up one.
I did my part. I did my part. I set up the affiliate. Now you have to put the links on there. That's your job, Mr.
Well, we'll work on that soon. Anyway.
Boy, I tell you what, guys. Y'all hear this? You hear this?
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do the painty paint on this before the rub out. Most of this color is again gonna come from a rub out on him. So we will do that, and yeah, this guy's eyes are not trimmed enough for my liking, so I'm gonna trim these eyes a little bit. Just because I think they would be a little stabby.
Great pictures, nice. Now some clear. Plastic Ninja says, I feel ya. I'm down 30 pounds. It's tough. Chad Smith says, I ride the struggle bus also, brother.
You know what? I don't know if it's necessarily tough. It's because, you know, I'm on keto, so I do enjoy what I eat. Now, sweets are hard for me, because I like sweets. And I've also kind of found that if I slip up and have a bun on a burger once or twice a week, I still lose weight. So I'm sure that'll plateau off once I hit a certain weight, or just less is gonna, you know, be harder for me to lose weight.
Cobweb says John Goodman doesn't look right skinny. He looks sick.
I like to be 250. When I'm 250, I think I look and feel great, which sounds really high, but that's how my body proportions look the best, in my opinion. All right. I had to look earlier to see how I painted the piggin that was on the website to make sure that I was doing the same thing.
Really good job on the diet and weight. Keep it up.
I'm
Yes,
trying.
You have a Bigfoot-sized head.
I do.
But you're a cute Bigfoot, says Jesse Papa Bear.
Hooray!
Fondon says, congrats, stick to it. I've lost 85 pounds since June.
85 pounds is no joke, man.
That is no joke.
I've lost.
That's amazing.
Honey, I've lost 70 pounds.
Yeah, and you can see it.
I've lost 70 pounds. Wow. That's almost a whole Backstreet Boy.
It's a grave dog. Oh my gosh, it's a grave digger party. Leave your body at the door. Oh, Almatra, you just made me so happy with that Oingo Boingo.
Boingo reference.
Oh my goodness.
That I didn't get.
That is
because
so much happy.
I'm
Where's
nowhere near as
Ezekiel
hip
when
as
I
my
need
wife.
him?
Nowhere near as hip as my wife.
Ezekiel, where are you? Definitely appreciate everything you're doing, Alan. Cheers. That's Woody Watkins.
Hey, thanks.
He says cheers from DC.
Hooray.
Hello, Grey House Haunts. Whatever you do, I will watch because I have learned so much from you over the years.
Oh, that's awesome. Great. Thank you. I'm glad. That makes me happy to know that people are watching and learning. And
Yes, Stacy, we will save a pizza for you.
what?
Yes.
What? Why are you lying to Stacy?
Stacy is asking if it's 4 pizzas. That is debauchery. And you can save
4 pizzas. That's only like 12 slices.
Well, Stacy will be here at some point because we need her to help with those collars.
Stacy doesn't have to come back for like 5 weeks.
Do you have any idea how many times I sneak
Pizza will be bad by then.
Whatever. I got you covered, Stacy. Well, thank you, Rob. Missed you guys last night, too. Larry Hughes says, are one of those grave diggers for me? Flesh tone.
It certainly can be. It was, I didn't know which one I was doing, but yeah, we can knock yours out.
You've got small head, you've got a black and white, and you've got a flesh tone.
Yes.
Yep, we got you, Larry.
Yeah, because, I can do that tonight. That'll be fun. That way the 2 that I'm painting are different.
Thank you, Michelle. How much is that Frankenstein mask and gloves? Percy, did you mean a painted Frankenstein or did you mean a blank?
Yeah, blank or painted, and also, now the gloves we have are very much haunted house gloves. They're not necessarily display figure gloves, but we could figure out something.
We've got an ongoing conversation with Percy going about the posable mannequins.
He's building himself one heck of a monster
Man
horror themed man cave,
We got you, Percy.
which I am in full support of horror themed man caves.
Hey, Gregory. You got his t-shirt today. I'm so glad.
Very cool.
Robert says sugar-free chocolate-covered pecans, the best.
I get those from Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's, yes.
And then when Body Geeks came by to pick up his order, he swung by Buc-ee's
He
and
did.
bought you some. That was so sweet. Alan, when you paint my war piggin mask, can you incorporate blood into it somehow? This is Lucky 2001. One of these is his.
One of these 2 is yours. I'll blood the snot out of it if you want.
How much blood do you want, Lucky? And I need to check. Hang on, Lucky. I need to check something on you.
Alexa, stop. Touch a thing, see if it's dry. It's dry. Okay.
Okay, Lucky. think I see. Okay, yeah, I see you. Okay, so yes, one of these is Lucky's.
Okay, great.
So since you're on, you can say how much blood is
Yeah.
too much. So did you pull the Heptaron? Did it do okay?
I did, and it did, and it looks good, and I'm very happy with it. It has a little bit of funk in the teeth, simply because there were just a couple air bubbles, but it's not bad, and it just gives it character, so I don't mind it.
You said you lost a Backstreet Boy. Ezekiel said, I think we can afford to lose Backstreet Boys. Hi, Lisa. I saw a picture from Scarborough the other day. I thought, why is Jesus sword fighting that guy? Oh, that's Alan.
That was me when I had long hair and was svelte. Okay, so yeah,
Big
so
dog.
there he is. I'm very happy with this mask. I like the look of it. I like his profile. He's pretty sleek. So, yeah, I lost a tooth there to an air bubble, and I have a broken off tooth right here. But, I mean,
You should show how you
that's fine.
on Megalodam too? Megalodam?
I did show how. I did that on
Did you
live.
show how to?
Yeah.
Great, okay. So Cobwood, Big Dog says, let the deep dish pizza party start. Says those are for Alan.
See, he spoke. See, I want to share, but he won't let me. Hee hee. Okay.
I don't think I've ever tracked a delivery as we were tracking those like crazy.
Man, I don't think you guys understand how excited I am about this
He
pizza.
was ridiculous. And Big Dog, he was so happy there were no vegetables on those pizzas.
Oh, I had a moment of fear last night, like they were going to be supreme pizzas, or they would be ruined by vegetables.
And I told you.
And I'm like, I didn't even look when I put them back into the freezer. I didn't look and see. And Shannon, when she got home, I was outside, and she goes, okay, I'll look for you real quick. So she looked, and she said they were supreme. And just like my heart broke, and I got sad. I'm
Peppers and onions at the wazoo.
like, okay. But they're not. She was kidding with me, which is why I give her crap for Amazon affiliate links that don't happen. See? It's a two-way street.
Larry says, I agree. Alan has taught me a lot as well, a reason I started sculpting. Great, Larry.
That's awesome.
Stacy says, listen, I'm about some debauchery, especially pizza debauchery.
So, Larry just mentioned that he started sculpting. Something new that we have done is Stacy has made us a Facebook group, and hopefully she can put a link on it so that you guys can share pictures of what you make with me. Yeah, you can put it anywhere you want, but also it's a place where you can post a picture like right now if you want one of the moderators to grab it off of the site and post a link to it here, because you guys can't post links here in the chat. So this is kind of a way around. It's almost like a Dropbox for the Stilpy Studios live chat,
But that's encouraging you guys to make stuff and to share it.
which I think I accepted the request to become a moderator. I at least saw it.
Stacy says, tell him I'll let him punch a were shark Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, punch a shark. All right. Now this is drying again. I'm gonna get back to painting up a pig
Percy
and
says, oh,
make them. What?
I'm catching the song you said. Percy said he wants a painted. Oh,
Sorry, guys.
oh my God. that was-
Things are fine. Things are fine.
Okay, sorry, okay. I hope your phone's all right.
Hey, how's it going down there?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It says rotate device. Doesn't say don't throw that on the floor. Okay, are we good? Are you guys upside
Ceiling was
down?
wonderful. Oh my, I fell down.
It's a good ceiling.
Oh my gosh, okay, I gotta catch up here because there's a lot of questions.
Baby, you fell behind. What the
Let me go
heck?
get Rob for you.
This is why I don't share pizza. Rob was so funny. He was answering questions. I'm like, ask me the questions, Rob, and then we'll answer them together.
Stacy, do not get between a man and his pizza. Pizzas, plural, says Ezekiel. Connie says, I've also learned a lot from you. I tried my hand at a phone tree today. just finished the base coat about 20 minutes ago. Me and Loctite have become friends.
Hooray!
Connie, did you put that on the Still Beats Creepers group so people can see it? Stacey, I guess you did. Stacey says it looks great. Brandon D, what's the flesh-colored cone between Gilman and the inbred against the garage door? What's the flesh-colored cone between Gilman and inbred?
Oh,
Against the garage door.
I got you. I know what you mean. This is the bottom jaw of a moving jaw werewolf out of the mold. All this gets cut out here, and the straps go on. That straps onto your chin like this. So, yeah.
Hi, Alan. I like the t-shirt you are wearing.
Thank you. My friend Cora from Dark Hour drew this and then made t-shirts out of it.
Web says, I'm just about finished with my new set shop, and then I'll do a quick unboxing. Are you telling me you haven't opened it up yet? Cobwebs? Do I hear you correctly? Because we were wanting to know what you thought about your extras. Chance Spec, you should do a mystery mask thing like it's random and you get one of the 3 masks that you could get. Chance, what do you mean? You should do a mystery mask thing.
A mystery box where they order a mask,
Oh my God.
but they don't know what kind of mask they're going to get.
Oh, Chance. What if it's not a mask they want?
Then they're angry.
That's right. Plus, News says, we'll get to find out if he has a pipe. Lucky 2001 says, woo woo, go crazy. James Minnick, I made a new mask today. It's an evil pumpkin.
Awesome.
Did Heptron get painted?
No, he hasn't even been trimmed yet. He is out of the mold, but he hasn't been trimmed. So soon, my friends. Maybe
Hey,
tonight.
Stan.
Let's see how these go.
Stan's on.
Which Stan?
Stan Burkhart.
Hey, Stan.
Our Stan. Has that one been claimed? Lisa, did you mean Heptron?
Didn't Rodney buy Heptaron?
Rodney Pope snagged him.
He did.
He was still in the mold.
Yes.
Hi, Christine. That Heptaron mask looks great. He's looking badass.
I've already poured up a second one
Big Dog says veggies are for rabbits.
because I want to do a lot of different looks with him. So, yeah.
I prefer my pizza drugged through the garden. Chad, did you mean you like vegetables on your pizza? Because I do too.
That means Chad's a communist.
Chad is not. I like that too. Hey, Scott Craig, the detail pretty much all came out perfect on Heptaron. What a fantastic mask.
I think it's going to be a gooder.
Big Dog says, did you see the pictures I sent you through the email?
I just saw them before I went live, so I haven't had time to respond yet. So, look for a response from me after this live broadcast.
Brandon D says, that is the best, this is the best community I've ever been a part of.
You know what? The people here are pretty astounding. I'm constantly impressed and made very proud by all the people who participate in the live feeds and such.
The ceiling looks wonderful. Is Rob running the camera? That's Stan. No, Rob is not here.
Yeah.
What's in that Coke Zero? DJ Styles. Hey guys, DJ Styles back in the house. I love the figurines you guys sent me. I'm going to paint them for my son who is into the gaming thing these kids are doing today. Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
My goodness, if I knew you were going to paint them up, probably.
She might have hand selected some.
I usually, we've got a giant box of these and I just grab a handful and throw them in there because, you know, they're all fun. So, but yeah, that's sweet, DJ. Would love to see that, what you do with them.
So these guys are, I paint them a little differently, so they're going to get a wash, you know. These are a different style of paint job than the other mask that we're going to do. So, yeah.
Larry Hughes says, Alan, I think there will be a lot of reasons tonight of why you are not sharing that pizza. I I'm from Chicago, but I prefer thin crust pizza.
Oh no. I just, if I want crackers, I'll get crackers.
Hi Giselle, we got your order today.
Yeah, we did.
We'll get you taken care of. Are you planning to sell the gloves and hair and claws on the website?
We will. We will. I'm trying to see if we have a show coming up. I don't know if we're going to have a show coming up or not with MHC. And I want enough stock to take to MHC. And those are a time-intensive item, which is, and right now I just have so many other little things to do that I haven't been able to get on mass producing them. I just don't have time. So as soon as I have time to mass produce them, I will, and then I can get them on the site.
Percy says, so before we went crashing, he was about to answer my question. Percy, is that the question? The mask, the Frankenstein mask is $125.
There you go.
Whether you go black and white or color. The hands, Alan, I brought that to you.
The hands I would do for they're $50 a pair, but I would not do if it's for a static figure, and I think that it is. I would make you special hands just for my regular glove price, because my gloves are made for haunt actor movement, not necessarily looks and display. So I make some modifications, and I would sell you different gloves than I'm going to sell to haunt people. Not that you're not haunt people, but your use is different. You're not an actor wearing them.
Lockhart says, if it's still Beast, we want a mystery mask. Lisa said, I asked if I could claim a Heptaron. Lisa, are you saying that you want to order one?
I got one in the mold right now. He's not on the website, is he?
No, I
No.
haven't had a chance to photograph him yet.
Yes. So
I was going to photograph the blank.
I'll let you take a picture of this blank before I do anything with it then.
Let me get a shot
Yeah.
of your blank, and then you can do what you do. By the way, thanks for all the extras. They are great. The skeleton's sweet. I'm going to paint all the figurines. I'll send you pictures when I'm done. That's Josh Howard. You are so welcome.
And
We're having fun with those.
if there is anything that you are like super interested in, it's great to say it on the video, but message the wife, message Sculpting Studios.
And not just that, guys. If you are ordering something, there's a place on the order form where you can send us a note and say, can I get this, or throw in some stickers for me, or I want a magnet. And I will be happy to try and customize your package for you. Just make sure that you write it on the order, because that order is kind of the guideline for me, so that I can make sure you get what you want to get. I'm glad to do it. Larry Hughes says, I agree with Alan, no veggies.
Yeah.
Lisa, can I claim the second? Lisa, you can order.
Like send Shannon a message,
Send us a Stillbeast message on stillbeaststudios.com. I'm sorry, stillbeaststudios@gmail.com.
Stillbeaststudios@gmail.com.
Lisa, send that. We haven't even got him on the website yet, but we can reserve you one. I just need you to send it through the email so I can track you. Cobweb says, I grew up 15 minutes south of Chicago. I am not a fan of deep dish pizza.
On the south side of Chicago.
Chad Smith, I am a supreme kind of guy. Nothing better than pepper and onions on a pizza. Chad, you and I are homies. I agree.
There's just some crunch that
It's delicious.
I don't necessarily want that level of crunch in my pizza.
Greg Schneider, happy to catch another live stream. Maybe one of these War Piggins is one that I ordered. Greg, it is.
It is, yes. So both of the people who ordered War Piggins are getting them painted tonight.
One of these is yours, Greg. I see you. I've got your order down. Okay, Cobwebs is driving home. We'll see you shortly. Be careful.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, good, Gio.
I gotta get this.
Very good. Connie Hart Pierce's Loctite Tree. Great.
That's awesome.
I've been working like crazy lately. Finally have a few days off. I think I'm going to do a monster tomorrow.
Great.
That's GES Arts. I love the masks.
Thank you.
I love the mock-up you posted of the colors of the Beastman skull. That's Chad Smith.
Yeah, I mean that's my plan, at least for the first one. And he'll go out the door that way. And then I've got a couple others. I mean, Justin Hill commented on the picture of it. He said that'd make a great Yeti. It would make a good Yeti. So there's going to be a white Beastman coming up, or
Is it going to be a snowy beast?
mask to be named later. That will be very Beastman-esque.
Is he going to be snowy?
Yes. And I'm not going to paint the teeth right now because I'm just going to paint them after.
Is that a pig mask, Alan?
This is a war piggin. This was actually not even sculpted by me. I gave a lot of info on it because it was sculpted here at my studio. This was sculpted by Al Driver, and it's his sculpt. Pretty much his design. He had several of my old piggin masks, and I retired it, and he was not a fan that I retired it. He's like, I want to make my own then. So he came on out and he turned a Krampus lab into a monster camp and made a mask.
I got you, Lisa. I think your Frankenstein mask you do is one of my favorites I have seen. This is Lucky 2000.
Thank you. It's one of my favorites too.
As a 14-year-old kid, I learned to trap. I decorated my bedroom with skulls, lights, and kiss posters. Now I discovered you. Now I want to sculpt.
Do it. Sculpting is so fun, and it brings so much joy. The world needs more monsters, and sculpting is one of the best ways I've ever found to do that.
Got you, Lisa. We'll send you an invoice after we're done with the live feed.
So you guys are probably thinking, what the heck is he doing? This looks terrible. And it does. Like, I'm at that stage where it's going to look a little terrible right now. But I swear it looks better. After the rub out.
I posted a note on my order that Wolfman is #1. Chad, we saw you.
Yes.
I read it to him. We did see you, Chad. Hey, Alan, I ordered the hardest monster clay. Is that going to be too hard for my Myers mask sculpt?
So something like a Myers mask, that's a very hard, firm clay. You're going to, when you apply it to your head form, you're going to want to microwave it or warm it up in a crock pot and put it on that way. Because only when it's warm will it be workable. But when it's on, then you can use rakes and things to smooth it. It just takes more work. For something like a Myers mask, which looks incredibly simple but really takes a lot of work to get right, I think it's a good clay.
Ross Rocker, I love home run in pizza.
I don't know what that is. Oh, Home Run Inn. That sounds like it's a specific place.
Is that Ross? We're Southerners and we don't know what home run
Yeah,
is.
we don't.
We have to expound on that.
Don't have that.
Rodney Pope, did y'all see my email for the Beastman mask?
Yes, we saw the email for the Beastman mask, and I was supposed to invoice you because you sent that to me directly, I think. I don't think you sent that to Stiltby Studios, which is my wife and I. You sent it directly to me, and that means it takes longer to get a response. I hate that means that, but that's how it is.
We'll get you taken care of, Rodney.
Yes.
I guess when you guys come to Chicago, I'll be buying Shannon a deep dish pizza at Alan Can Watch.
I can order my own if we in Chicago.
John Royski, I understand your pain, Alan. I hate green peppers, and my wife family puts them on everything. I swear it's all they eat.
Ooh. It's rough, man. That's rough.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
You know what? You can put whatever you want on your pizza. Just don't put stuff on my pizza that I don't like.
Christopher, I say yes. And Christopher, we got your order.
You know what? I don't mind. I like a Hawaiian pizza, sure. but you know, I'm not going to say anything doesn't belong on pizza. You want chocolate pudding on your pizza, you enjoy. Just don't tell me that I have to eat it because it's the best thing ever.
I'll do it more often. I've been very busy streaming my mixed shows. It's DJ Styles.
That's great. Have you been streaming shows to keep people entertained during the quarantine thing? That's kind of why I'm live so much. It used to be I was only live like once or twice a week, but.
Brandon D. Hypothetical quandary. What weapons would War Piggin use in a melee combat?
I think a very large, like two-handed cleaver. He's pig, so he's a little butchery to me. And the first time I ever made this mask, a version of Piggin, it was for a butcher character. So something like a big two-handed war cleaver, I think it'd be really nice. Or if you're a history buff, there's a very cleaver-like weapon from the Makajowski tapestry, which is it's often called the Makajowski cleaver. I have one of those.
I'll be on, sorry, is that a pig mask?
It is a Piggin. Yes, it is
Al
a Piggin.
Driver is awesome. Big Dog says, that's okay, Jan. When I go back to Monster Camp, I'll make deep dish pizza for Alan and myself. All meat.
Oh,
Okay, Big Dog's a chef.
take it.
Big Dog is a chef. I will just sit back with a martini and applaud. I have two passions, my art and my music. Crazy, I started DJing in the summer of 1976, says DJ Styles.
That's the summer that I was born.
Stan Burkhart says, this is the one I modified for the Redskins game.
Yes, it is. These guys were a little floppy on the wig heads, so I'm putting them on bigger head forms. So
Chad says, fruit doesn't belong on a pizza unless it's a dessert.
I mean, it can, whatever you want to put on there. I don't want anchovies, but I think everybody has a right to put anchovies on there if they want.
I like anchovies.
I would just order my own if that were the case.
Hey Rodney, Alan forwarded that to me, so we've got you covered, no problem. I've been making little stop motion puppets for fun. Do you have a favorite stop motion monster?
Yes,
What is
King
it?
Kong is what I have to say. King Kong, without doubt or question.
It's a spastic puppet.
Yeah, but it's got to be King Kong. If I had to go a little bit deeper than that, then I would say the Seventh Voyage Cyclops. I would also say the Minotaur is also very good from Harryhausen. And in the beginning of the movie, I think it's Bad Taste. There's a monkey lizard, which is actually very nice, and it's a nice little stop motion thing.
Spastic Puck says the yellow bust has kiss makeup on it.
That is a byproduct of spraying through with a mask on top of it.
Rodney Pope says, is it possible to foam fill so I can display it? The Heptaron that he asked for.
Or was it Beastman?
I'm sorry. Rodney, you've already asked for a Heptaron. You're also asking for a Beastman. I'm just going to add this for you with your punch on a pole. And I'm going to say it's foam filled.
Did Ryan want to punch on the pole?
Rodney wants a punch on a pole.
Okay.
It's my job. Hugo says, King Kong! Logan K, fish mail in the back looks great.
Oh, Gilman, yes.
TJ Styles says, yes, I'm one of millions that have been entertained through your streams. I'll never stop. I love it. Never worked a day in my life, LOL. And yes, you just made me feel older. Thanks.
Well, you know what? I feel older all the time, so you're welcome.
Patrick Buck says, I was looking for the deeper answer. We all know King Kong.
Well, then you have to go back to some of those, and even if you go to the Kraken, that's a great monster. I don't like his noodly arms, but I love his head, and I love his body shape, which is kind of centaurish. certainly the Smilodon that fights the other centaur, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of really nice stop motion monsters. Really good stuff.
Rodney also is making sure that you know that in part of his order, he's got a Heptaron, he's got a Punch on a Pole, and he's got a Beast Mode, and Tim Tams.
I see. Well, all of those are up for discussion.
Did you know that Ezekiel Allen's going to give Rodney some of his Tim Tams?
I think Shannon's going to give Rodney some of my Tim
I
Tams.
sure am.
But I'm not involved.
Hey, Horror Beauty. Good evening. I'll just say this, at Transworld, when we see Ezekiel walking towards us with a backpack that looks very full, and it's early in the day and early in the show, we all get very excited.
Could be Tim Tams.
Because he's bringing Tim Tams for Alan, he's bringing me wine. Very exciting. Brandon D says, the melting face of one of the antagonists from Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's a neat stop motion.
That's stop motion? Or was it cutaway?
Christine Salabate. I found out that World Market sells Tim Tams. This is true. But,
Yeah, but they don't have all the flavors. Like, they have a couple flavors,
yeah.
but they don't have all of them.
Ezekiel gets flavors that we never even thought of.
Like lychee fruit. Like, I don't even know what lychee fruit is, but I enjoy
Turkish
them.
Delight.
Ooh, Turkish Delight.
Turkish Delight Tim Tams. You can't get those in there.
Isn't Turkish Delight a song about a band?
Okay, you Alan, I just tried your
Afternoon Delight.
foam technique on a life-size Demogorgon for skin. That stuff is awesome. Thank you. You really helped me.
Well, what did he do?
He tried Loctite foam technique on a life-size Demogorgon for skin.
Yeah, I mean, you can sculpt with it. You can do amazing things with it. I love it.
See that. Lucky says, can I request Tim Tams to be one of the extras at my box?
They don't actually ship well, so we just can't do that. I'm sorry. Ixnan the ukike onte, Ifway.
Is there such a thing as an airbrush that doesn't need a compressor, or am I just crazy?
Well, that would take the air out of the airbrush. So yes, here is an airbrush that does not need a compressor. It is just a brush. There's no air involved. Or a little spray bottle could work. It depends on how you're using it and what you're doing. So it's possible, but you're going to have to get creative. I'm going to have to clean this sucker out. Let's see. Let's see if that little bit of nothing that I did made a big difference. Yep, pretty much stopped it completely.
It's okay, guys. Okay. I love the antlers video, Alan. Going to use it and attach the magnets and use the technique to make lightweight deer head mount.
Awesome. Very cool. The bad news is I'm not out of paint.
I think the head scene was wax head melting and the video was sped up. John Boyce talking about Raiders.
Yeah. Beautiful.
My recent favorites are strawberry and cream Tim Tams.
Who said that?
Sidara. Hey guys and gals, hope everyone's good. Hello, Miss Slide okay.
Hello.
Now in that know about Turkish delights from Narnia. Plastic Ninja, I thought it was delicious.
If you eat it, an ice witch kills you. That's what you have to learn.
Celebration, hello. After Delight song, Sticks in Head. It's gonna be a long night.
Sorry. I'm here to help you.
Ezekiel says, I have an electric air paint scenario. It works good for non-detail.
Okay, let's see how that did. First, put this back on here. Shoot a little cleaner through it.
Plastic Ninja says you can also give them electric heat spray.
Yeah, but that just has a little compressor inside of it. It is an air compressor one way or another.
Do you need a bigger compressor for a larger spray gun like that?
No, what you need is you need output for latex-based paint because you're going to want to spray that at like at least 50 psi.
My grandparents have an air compressor, but I would feel bad borrowing it. Water's from cheap ones I could buy.
I don't know what you mean by cheap, but you can always look at Craigslist, and you can get a decent compressor, a decent pancake compressor for about 80 bucks. I don't like the little airbrush compressors. You might as well get a compressor that can do many other things.
I bought that same gun when you talked about it a couple of years ago. It was still in the box. I haven't had a chance to use it yet.
Dude, I love them. I buy 2 or 3 every year. You do this so much that they get a little harder to clean with time. And I'm not easy on stuff, you know. I'm kind of rough on things. So
Terrible Tim Tam. Really good. Plastic Ninja says, technically I think if you eat it, an ice would kill the lion. Talk about the first.
yeah.
Harbor Freight has good cheap compressor.
Okay.
They know what you're doing right now?
I'm cleaning out the sprayer. I don't know if they know that specifically, but I'm sure they get it. If they have any questions, they'll ask. Well, that's better, but it's still not amazing. There we go. Now that's amazing. That's amazing. What I want to do is I want to get these guys based out because they can be drying while I'm painting the war piggins. What's that, honey? No, I don't have any air out there yet.
Hey, Alan, I just ordered a 12-inch outside caliber. Will that be big enough?
Probably. Yes. I mean, think about dimensions on a face. You're not going to do much more than 12 inches.
I've heard that the Harbor Freight forklift compressors are really good.
Yeah, the quiet ones. I love those.
Ooh.
What?
Ezekiel said, double dip honeycomb Tim Tam. We don't have those, Ezekiel.
Yet.
That's new. Did Alan say it doesn't matter if it's painted by a hand brush or an airbrush? And that's all finished? Hello, Lynn.
It does not matter if you paint with a airbrush or with a regular paintbrush. You can get very similar effects. You just have to practice a little bit with the hand paintbrushing.
I had a clog in my sprayer today too. It's clean it better, but it never seems to happen.
You know what? I don't really clean mine because if I can spend 20 minutes cleaning it every time after I use it, or I could just spend 5 or 6 minutes cleaning it when it clogs up.
Alan, do you happen to have a video or checklist on basic supplies for someone getting into airbrushing?
I have a little booklet actually that I wrote forever ago, but I also have DVDs for sale on my website on stilpystudios.com that go over airbrush stuff. They're aimed at airbrush makeup, but it's a very similar setup and all that. And I have a Airbrush Basics video series, all except for number 4, which I haven't done yet, but that's coming, on my YouTube channel. Okay.
Harbor Freight is the truest, happiest place on earth.
It is. Really is.
Hello from Maine, that's Tutworks Studios.
Hello, Tutworks. Good to see you back.
Will you be adding hair to these plants?
Not all of them. Some of them, yes, but not all of them.
Is that Rain X you use to clean your gun?
Yes, it is. It's Rain X, the window stuff. It's the stuff that keeps bugs off your windshield. Because,
You show them both.
yeah, that is meant to keep organic matter from sticking. And latex is organic matter because it's like tree sap. So, there you go.
It's right there on the front.
Oh yeah, I'll put it over here. Rain-X bug remover
How much
for your
did you pour in?
windshield wipers. Just enough. I just poured it enough to run through it, just like I was going to run water through it. So yeah.
Shannon, you're not allowed to take off anymore. You read all the comments.
Yes, she does an excellent job, which is why she will get a slice of my Chicago pizza.
Wow, whole slice. It's a big day.
Yeah, all for you.
I said some, but I'm scared of Shannon. No, you're not. Alan, have you tried a Harbor Freight quiet compressor?
I want one. Have I tried one? No, but I want one. Because my compressor that I have now is a little bit loud. So when it dies, I'm going to get myself a different one.
I've seen some airbrush at Hobby Lobby that had canned air.
Canned air is an option, but I'm going to tell you it's not a great option. And it's not a great option because as soon as you start to use it, you're not going to get the same air pressure out of that can. If your can is pumped up to 50 psi, you'll have 50 psi. You'll use it for 30 seconds, and then you'll have 49 psi. And then, maybe you'll have 30 psi for a while, but it's just not stable air. So I wouldn't, if you're absolutely just getting started, maybe, but I wouldn't recommend it. And I don't think out of the can you're going to have enough to paint masks, because this is a thicker paint. If you're only running inks through it, maybe.
I just bought airbrush with 5 bottles, quick change for $11. Not bad since fall.
That is the airbrush. That's my desert island airbrush, Paul. If I only had one airbrush for the rest of my life, I would get that quick change airbrush.
There's an air compressor on Amazon called California that are super quiet from what I've read.
I have not tried them, but I'm down with the quiet.
Thank you, Brandon D.
Brandon, thank you. What did Brandon do? Why are we thanking Brandon?
He gave us $5.
Brandon, thank you for giving us $5. That is awesome. I appreciate your support.
Mine says he treats you so good. He does. What do you mean?
I sense sarcasm.
David says, watch out, you'll spoil her.
I sense more sarcasm.
Is your compressor gas powered?
Oh no, it's just a plug-in. Now I have a 220 compressor and I have a 110 compressor. What I'm using most of the time is my 110 compressor.
Scott Colhart says, does Shannon get a new chair?
If she's good.
Chad Smith. So due to the state of things in Illinois, I'm thinking of building our haunt and offering photo sessions for Halloween-themed family photos. Can still make money, limit the number of people on the site.
Yeah, there's a lot of options going around of things that folks can do. So, I mean, that's a viable option. I've heard of a couple places doing that. I'm lucky I'm on the board of directors for the Haunted Attraction Association. So I do get to hear a lot of concepts and ideas that people have, and that's a pretty good one.
Zeke says, if you take down that deep dish pizza recipe, the Swedish princess is going to whip you up on Saturday night. Maybe a Tim Tam dessert and a few reds to wash it down.
That recipe looked awesome, and I actually tagged Shannon on it so that she would see it.
But I don't get a chair.
After I have finished my lovely deep dish pizzas, if you make me another one, I'll get you a chair.
Oh, I see.
So,
Jay Baxter says, thanks, Alan. They seem kind of cheap. Is that the compressors, Jamie?
the Fortress compressors are I like them. I want one. Like that's the next one that I'm going to get.
Paul Bennett. I'm still in middle of line, which I should add a lip strap or back of mask or spandex mask with it, which is better for comfort. This is Paul Bennett. I'm still in the middle of line, which I should add electric strap or back on the back of a mask or a spandex mask, which is better.
I would say a sock mask is more comfortable, slightly, but it's a little hotter. So what I do with my mask elastic straps is there's two of them, because sometimes one strap can cause some pressure, but if you have two straps, then there's less pressure that's distributed. And the spandex hood on the mask, making it a sock mask, it's a good way to go. It's a very good way to go. It's comfortable. It just takes longer to make. It's a little harder to make. But you can also cover the back of your head with it. With the elastic straps, do not cover the back of your head. So I am actually going to abandon the paint sprayer. I mean, I could clean it out, but I don't feel like messing with it. So I'm just going to grab the black paint and do it with a brush. I think people like to see that too. I did just a video recently on all airbrush painting that mask over there. This is gray. This are not black. If I was black mask paint, where would I live? Should live over here. Aha! How's it? I'm going to do another video that is painting a latex mask, all brushes, all brush work, because it really doesn't matter. I forget who just asked that a second ago, but you can get very similar processes. It's going to take me a hair longer, but not if my sprayer is clogged.
Bar Beauty, I just added the recipe in a link. The link is a Facebook post, and I'm hoping that this is possible to access that. If not, then I will copy and paste it to the Still Peace Creepers, which is not what the Still Beast Creepers is for,
Yes, it is.
but it's pizza.
It's exactly what it's for. Sharing links.
All right, and I'm gonna also put it on the Still Beast Creepers.
Sure.
Just a second, guys.
If it's the topic, we talked more than 5 minutes about deep dish pizza.
Oh my God, it's always talking
Then let's
about.
go ahead and throw it up there, which makes me very hungry, by the way. I did not eat before I came over here. I should have.
Hang on, guys.
Maybe there'll be a story time where I go grab an Atkins bar or something.
What?
We've been talking about pizza for an hour. I'm starving.
At what time am I making this pizza?
I believe that, let's say you cook the pizza at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
How would there be any more work done after that?
I never said there would be more work done after that.
There needs to be more work done after
Well, if I'm going live tomorrow, then I need to be out of my pizza coma by like 7 p.m.
that. Let's see.
So what I'm doing with the brush is I'm just making sure that this doesn't go on too thick. So as I put it on, I really brush it out and just have to get a nice thin coating of paint on here. I don't want to obscure any details or anything like that.
Okay. Okay, back to it here. Michael Astor, hello, says I love soft masks.
Soft masks are comfy. You can get actors to wear them. So I mean, there's a lot of good things about soft masks.
Barbie says she doesn't need a new chair, Alan. Take good care of her wife, she takes good care of you.
All right now.
Okay, Scott Cohart, guys, I posted it in the Facebook Creepers. To fund the comforts of Shannon and Stunt Shannon. So Rob O'Brien sent $5. Thanks, guys.
Hooray!
Christine says, y'all keep talking about pizza, so I've been craving it.
It's
I got
killing me.
cheese stuffed crust pizza today, and it was worth the calories.
Rob O'Brien, thank you. Saw that $5 bump.
That's for me.
All right, any super chat tonight goes towards getting a second very nice stool for the shop. So any super chat money tonight goes towards getting a nice stool for
I think they saw a giant bug.
Shannon or Stunt Shannon. It's Texas, we have giant bugs
Yes.
all the time.
Almost. All right, everybody. I have to get up for work in the morning. Can't wait to watch my mask being painted tomorrow. As much blood as you want to put on it, Alan. That is Lucky talking about his pig mask.
Okay.
So your piggin will hatch tomorrow, Lucky.
Well, it'll hatch tonight. Let's watch it tomorrow.
You'll watch it tomorrow.
Shannon calls it Hatch Day on Monster Camp when they come out to get there.
Everything is boiling.
All right, I got all my nooks and crannies painted black, just with the sprayer. So, yeah. All right, that means we're going to move over to Piggin next, and we'll use a different airbrush. So,
Barbie says Australia has the biggest and deadliest, but I've never been to Texas. Shannon, tell Alan he should buy you a new chair like his. I thank you, Jerry.
she did tell me.
Stacy says, as Shannon, I would like to say major thanks to those who donate.
Hooray. One day I'll get to finish the polar bear.
Oh my goodness, Michael Lassiter. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, that's so generous. Thank you.
See, what I'm realizing here is
Careful
that
what you say.
they like my wife better than me.
Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you
But
so
yes,
much.
we do want everybody to be comfortable.
Jamie says I'm making my pumpkin blanket into a sock mask.
Michael Lassiter, thank you very much. And who was that last person, honey?
That was Stanley Schreiber.
Stanley, thank you so much.
You guys are so sweet.
Not only do I thank you, but my wife's bum and Stacy's bum also thanks you.
Thank you, Ezekiel. We don't grow bugs that big in Jersey. Almost made me jump and slap my computer screen.
Yeah.
I missed this. A bug jumped on the computer?
Ezekiel, thank you. Probably flew by.
Y'all are very sweet. Thank you.
Probably a mosquito hawk. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was so sweet.
I may hop on and order wife a stool after this.
Well, thank you, Connie. I'm looking forward to you furring the polar bear. Are you still thinking of doing a tape transfer? I'm really interested to see this method.
I may do a transfer. Those take a while, so that won't be like a standard.
Oh my gosh, guys.
That won't be a standard way that I do it, but on this one, I might do that.
So much, Tracy and Paul. Y'all are so sweet.
What I have to be careful of is, I like to play around. I'm an artist. I want to do all these different things. But if Shannon takes a picture of it and that's what goes on the website, then that's what people order and that's what I have to give them. So if I do a hair transfer on it, I can't put that one on the website right away. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. Okay. And we're going to go, this is the quick change compressor that Paul Bennett just bought, one of.
A hair transfer polar bear would cost.
Yes, hair transfer always costs because it takes forever. It looks really good, but it does take a long time to do. If I were a better person, I would have a little bottle of rub out here just ready to go. And I have a mixed thing of rub out over there, but I don't have it already in a spray bottle.
Oh, Ron. Oh, my goodness, guys. How do you read that?
Because this butt is about to get a new seat.
Ron, thank you.
You guys, okay. I will tell you what. I'm looking at the super chat. We are halfway to a new stool. This stool that I got. I'm a big boy, so I didn't want to go with a cheap stool. And I'm like, honey, what do you think of this stool? Because my back has been hurting, so I have to do something. And I showed her one. It was like $90. She's like, yeah, don't get a $90 stool. It's just not a good idea. I lost weight, but I'm still a 300-pound man. So this is, I guess the box is outside, isn't it? I'll look it up. I will look it up before I'm over. You know what? I'll post what kind it is on the Stilt Beast Mass Creepers. That's what I'll do. The live page.
William Newberry. Hi guys, I'm from the UK and struggling to find Loctite spray foam. Can anyone recommend a spray foam with similar properties here? I would love to the antlers down.
You can try it with great stuff. You just have to be more careful with it time-wise, because it has a smaller window of being workable, and it's not quite as sculptable. Yeah. Follow.
I kind of want to do a transfer on my Wolfman mask, says Chad Smith. Logan, I don't know what the total money donated. I'm sorry, I don't know. I can't pull it up from.
What's the question?
What is the total money donated? How much do you need?
Right here, what I see right now, it says 191.
Oh my God.
And the stool is $300.
Oh, Tracy.
Now,
thank you.
keep in mind, YouTube keeps 30% of Super Chat money, but that's okay because that also helps the channel. Because when we get super chat money, it tells YouTube people value this content. So I don't even mind paying to YouTube what we get, you know what I mean? It's really not that bad. It does help the channel. So if it, you know, if we hit that, we're 2/3 of the way there. It's like it's a telethon now. It's not a telethon. It's not a telethon. Thank you guys very much. You're awesome. I have a little bottle labeled Rub Out. Don't you all?
Thank you, Tracy Miller, for the stuff I've learned from you, not including not testing the heat with my hand. Christine Salvati, a hair transfer is what again? Is that laying on loose hair bit by bit?
No, a hair transfer is when you take sheet hair, all right, like fun fur, and then you put tape all over it. If you watch my Khajiit video, making a Khajiit mask, I actually have a playlist for it. But you take fun fur, you tape all over it, and then in between the tape and the backing, you shave all the hair off of the backing. And then you take the backing away, and you flip it over, and you make a new backing out of Prozade or spray adhesive in order to then attach that, because then it's real supple, and it's just a nicer sheet material. Yes.
Thank you, Kiss Fan 05.
Kiss Fan, thank you very much.
Gordon says, I use the same type at work. They are super comfortable.
It is. It's a drafting chair. It's a drafting chair.
Yeah, I just want you guys to know I'm on a lot more than it shows. I watch you guys on my Xbox, but I can't text from there. Thank you, Jesse Papa Bear.
Who says they watch on Xbox?
DJ Styles.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you watching and hanging out with us. Jesse Papa Bear, thank you so much. Appreciate it, sir.
I heard they used to cook turkeys and chickens for commercials with a heat gun to get the outside to look just right.
I believe it, because this turkey has been cooked by a heat gun by accident several times.
You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much.
Now, I need to get my spray bottle of alcohol. I think it's over there. That's not it.
Get the wife a new channel. Oh, Laney, thank you. My God, y'all. Where are we?
We are at 221. That drafting stool is right about $300. And we'll be fine. I know there's going to be a little slip between YouTube and whatever, but.
What is your greatest enemy in the shop? Justin Hill, who always asks some pretty awesome questions.
My greatest enemy is not in the shop. My greatest,
I would say wrong.
my greatest enemy in the shop is everything outside of the shop that keeps me from coming in here. It is emails that I have to answer. It is drama that shows up on the internet or whatever that I have to deal with. My greatest enemy in the shop is just anything that keeps me from getting in here. Once I'm in here, I'm great. But it's getting here is the problem sometimes. That's the hard part.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Michael. God Lord, guys. Oh, my
The
God.
throne.
Rob says, I figure I consume the content, so I don't mind adding to the community. God,
That is very kind of everybody.
oh my gosh. Y'all- TJ says, I know that feeling. I never want to leave my studio.
And you know, there's a lot of reasons to not come in here. Um, what's the number one enemy of people who make things? TV and the couch. Because the world is a comfortable place. And this kind of work, this kind of making things, you're not always comfortable. There's always going to be another level of comfort waiting somewhere else, you know. But when I spend an hour on the couch watching TV, which I'm going to admit, I don't do a lot. I don't do that a lot. When I'm spending an hour on after that hour is over, what do I get? I got nothing. I didn't gain anything. For a while, I played WoW, which is World of Warcraft, online game. I enjoyed it. What I didn't like about it was no matter how many hours I spent, nothing outside of that little box changed. And that was frustrating to me. That's not how I feel rewarded and fulfilled. Did I just see a Josh? What Josh was that?
This is more exciting than during the old Jerry Lewis Labor Day telephone when they updated a gigantic tally sign.
So I'll tell you what, way back, like last year, like maybe 2 years ago, we kind of did the same thing when I said, you know, any super chat or whatever goes towards getting a coffee maker for the shop. Well, we have a coffee maker in the shop now. It ended up, Scott Colhart sent us one. He sent us a Keurig for the shop, which now lives in a little kitchenette around the corner, which is, I'm going to say it's lovely. So that super chat, that time went to the accoutrements. You know, there's a little holder for little coffees and things under it. Just some creature comforts. You see how that goes on, and then you wipe it off, you take off as much as you want. I'm going to end up misting it down to get it a little darker than this, but we're getting there. And there's still some...
Justin Hill says, my greatest enemy is dry time.
Drying time. Yeah, I hear you. But I don't do a lot, I mean, like oil-based, this is alcohol-based. Alcohol-based tends to dry pretty fast, so I like that.
The shop is Alan's happy place. He cannot be harmed with the shop.
That's true. I mean, if I'm here, I'm making stuff. And the nature of my work, hallelujah, is that a lot of what I make is stuff that I wanted to make, you know?
Funny Geek says, howdy, it looks like a crafts table going on in here. Place your bet.
It does. And people are very kind and very supportive. And we appreciate that.
Josh Howard, thank you. You have a lot of people saying during this time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dan Miles, I posted the Stacy's got it. We have a Facebook group, Dan. Are you on Facebook? If so, join the group.
It's only 2 days old, so if you're not, it's not like you've been missing out.
Yeah, I put that on there just a few minutes ago. I had to stop playing World of Warcraft 2. Too much time in the game and not enough in getting my projects done.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I feel I need distractions in my life a little bit because I'm a very focused person. It took everything I had not to get up at 3 in the morning, come in here and sculpt on Beastman. I wanted to work on that last night at 3 in the morning. Instead, I went to sleep. But this is also a distraction. But I'm getting something done, and maybe and also being on a live. Being live is a distraction, but we're building a community, and I'm going to be honest. The community of people here are so kind and supportive in so many different ways, and almost all of us, we're making stuff. We're doing things, you know. I love that. I think Papa Bear said earlier, it's like, you know, I'm here, I've got my drink, I want to be entertained. Yeah, but also you know, there's technique and skills and tricks and tips that are picked up in here also. It's not just entertainment. I mean, Lord knows I'm not that entertaining, but hopefully we're doing something that'll add value to your projects down the road. They don't have to be masks. But I guarantee you that the person who paints furniture for a living, they might walk away with a tool or a tip or something that makes this a little more worthwhile for them.
Rachel Powell, it's going to be chilling and massaging recliners, all these donations.
That would, you know what, and my wife deserves it. But yeah, my wife actually sucks at relaxing. She's bad at it as I am.
CS Creation says, I got to the point of what's the point in playing anymore? I'm not getting any fulfillment.
Yeah. Now see, here is where, remember where I took the brush with the kind of pink color, magenta, all over? Well, that's showing through here. It's a little bit of blood under the skin. You know, I like that.
I've got an idea in the middle of the night, got out of bed and headed to my lab.
Yeah, and I think, you know, to some degree you should. Don't do it so much it's unhealthy, but certainly indulge your creative whims. Don't let them die.
CK Style says, it's the same with all art and music as well. If
Yes.
you have a creative mind, I have a very hard time watching TV if I'm not creating. I am wasting time. Ezekiel said, he had more chips to barter and more slices of pizza now shed. How did you add the lower jaw and teeth to the pig mask? This is from Justin Hill.
Well, I didn't. We sculpted that on there because, you know, we sculpted on a regular head form, but we just wanted this. This is a war piggin. This is a sculpture that Al Driver did here. This is not my original piggin. My original piggin was 3 pigs sewn together. Like there was a snout over here, there's one right here, and a baby pig head was up here, and like one hoof was down here, and this piece was on this side. But he sculpted this in order to use this piece. So we can cut this out, or we can leave it in, and we can make 2 different masks that way. Okay.
Thank you, Lockhart, so much. Okay, honey, when you check the prices, Michael says the money has been raised for the chair.
That's awesome. That's very cool. The super chat totals at 366.
Stop.
Yeah. Super chat total for tonight is at 366.
Thank you, everyone. My God, y'all are amazing. The big match reminded me of the movie Fire and Ice, except it was a bullhead.
Yeah, I remember that.
Christine says, the problem I'm having is mental or physical health is killing my art drive. 20 days I can't work on projects. Do you get bad art days? If so, how do you deal with them?
I actually don't. I'm just wired in such a way where this is what I do. For my job, you know, this is going to sound weird, but I'm not being creative at work. I'm just doing my job. I'm just working. So it's not like this is a break for me from anything else. This is what I do. And I have a hard time understanding other mentalities. I'm getting better. I used to think everybody's brain worked like mine. I know that's not true now. And not better, just different. You know, just different. I think about things differently. I apply different values to things than others do. Doesn't mean that one is better than the other. Just different. I don't have bad art days. I might have a low motivation day, but that's going to be a motivation to do anything.
The Queen commercial out here. Thank you, Longhorn. Okay, I don't have Facebook, so how can I get stuff posted? Big Dog, if you will write us at the Sculpting Studios at Gmail, I'm sure I've got you. You know what? You know I've got you. After that. I've got you, Big Dog. Stand by. Hang on. There you go, Big Dog. It's in your email. You knew I had you in there. Okay. Makes my heart smile to see the generous folks helping out a great team that has given so much to us. Thank you, Connie.
Yes, me
So
too.
sweet. You want to do an unboxing? Well, Michelle, it's not. I think what we'll probably do is we'll probably put it together and do an unveiling. How about that? Love you, Alan. You're the best. You always offer great advice and tutorials. Thank you.
That was very kind. I don't know who said that.
That was Hawkeye 79.
Thank you.
We're all doing it. Still piece of apprenticeship. It's awesome. I got you, Big Dog. Exactly, Alan. The things you do are truly amazing to me. It's your creativeness that keeps me watching all the time. I started watching you over 6 or 7 years ago. That was DJ style.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you.
Maybe even longer. Keep cash. Right now I can't send money. But send
You don't
money.
have to.
It's okay. And plan on buying a very soon and sculpting my first and midday suit. PM Cash, you're supporting in other ways.
Yeah, you know what? And if anybody wants to support us or whatever, yeah, I mean, buy a T-shirt, buy whatever. I mean, that's also support.
We're just showing us.
Yeah, show up and interact. You know, post something, talk to us.
No, it doesn't have to be money, I promise. You're so generous. Thank you all. Where are the pups tonight?
They are asleep behind me. They have crashed pretty hard this evening.
Shannon gave you a class on reading comments to Rob.
Yeah, Rob was a little rough on comment reading, I'm not gonna lie. But he doesn't watch to understand how important it is and what to prioritize and that kind of stuff. And he was really thrown for a loop by the person we had to boot out. Luckily, somebody was on that and handled it. See how now I'm painting it again, but I'm not going so dark. All I'm doing is I'm changing that color temperature. It's not this cold white pale that it is. I'm just darkening it enough to where it looks more fleshy.
Brandon Davis, if you're still on, I've got your order, and you are too sweet to take care of me.
What was ordered? T-shirt?
T-shirt, apron, and cap.
Awesome.
Very sweet.
Swag. I'm waiting because I know eventually someone's going to ask for a hat that the dogs chewed on. I know it's going to happen.
Okay. Then the other day, I bought on Amazon a package of eyes for $8. Glass eyes with a flat back. I got them yesterday, and now I know why they were $8. Can you suggest or tell me where you buy yours?
So I buy some on Amazon. It all, you know, it all depends. What kind of eyes do you want? You want human eyes?
Brian Lippert said I had to take a break from making stuff. What did I miss?
You kind of missed a telethon, in all honesty. But we're painting up some piggins, yeah, in order to. We're painting up some piggins right now. Get these guys ready to go out the dough. Now I'm going to clean an airbrush because that's always fun to watch. Because my airbrush is not shooting much out. See how dirty that tip is? Dirty,
Are you
dirty,
painting
dirty.
with an alcohol base or a water base?
Right now I'm using alcohol-based inks. And this is carburetor cleaner, which I'm using on this airbrush.
Jesse Papa Bear. For the last 5 to 6 years, I have watched your videos and live. I've learned many small skills. It has been your love for work and the respect of it has changed my life. God.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Well, and I work in an industry, haunted attractions. It's not a very respected industry. It's kind of like the tattoo business, which is getting so much flack right now for not being able to reopen. There's a perception that that's kind of a shady thing. And haunted houses very much have that same feel. There used to be, and there still are, some fly-by-night haunted houses, which are not the safest of operations, that have tainted the world's perceptions. So one of the things that I always try to do, I try to behave like a professional and put my best possible foot forward so that anybody that has an interaction with me is going to think better about haunted houses and haunted house people, who I know are some of the best people in the world.
Bill Bachelor, I'm sure you've already answered this, but are you using hair on the Beastman mask?
I'll be doing both. I'll be doing hair and no hair. I sculpted a good bit of hair onto it, and I think it's going to look good painted, but there will be times when I put hair on it. I'll be doing both.
DJ Styles, we appreciate you being here. You do not have to send money to be supportive.
No one has to send any money.
But, you know, that's so sweet, but there's other ways to support you guys. Keep showing up night after night.
Yes, you guys are very kind and very helpful,
And we appreciate
and we appreciate you in general.
This is the first time I've seen your live stream live. This is Justin Paul.
Hello, Justin.
Brandon D. worked in 7 hours. Time for bed. Good night, all. Cool to see War Pinion coming into the flesh from the blank.
He is, yeah. I mean, you can kind of see a lot of what was already happening there.
Cobweb made it back. Is probably Psycho buying up the place again? Cobweb, he's not even here tonight.
Okay, so what you missed, okay, is someone asked me about the stool, and they asked if Shannon was going to get it, because I got a new work stool, and they asked if Shannon was going to get one. I said if she's good, and then someone had already given money in Super Chat, and I mentioned anything tonight given in Super Chat would go towards getting Shannon a stool, and there was a lovely waterfall of very kind individuals who gave money so that we will order Shannon a stool, so that, you know, it's another little shop upgrade. And, you know, another thing is that we, during Monster Camp, every now and then, there's somebody who maybe can't handle a stool for 8 hours. And we'll give them, let them use Shannon's chair maybe.
Hey, Kurt Messiah. The big dog says Rob was watching cat videos.
Yeah.
You guys are so sweet. Oh my gosh. Rob, green shirts we are processing them now to the printer, waiting for the official word. I have not forgotten. I promise you guys, as soon as the green shirts are ready to pre-order, I'm going to get you taken care of. I have not forgotten. Joanne Crowley says, I was going to order a hat like that, probably the chewed hat. I claim the first puppy chewed hat, says Christine. Oh my God, you guys, those are gross. I think the first video I watched you do was a corpsing a skeleton. Whenever you made that video, I remember it was only up for a few days. Is that the one I taught you on the fence?
Yes.
Okay. Chad Smith, human and or creature eyes to use in sculpting and for the prop heads. This is what he was looking for.
Hey, Chad, I believe you're on Facebook. I'm pretty sure you are, if I recall. And what I want you to do is I want you to post that question in the Sculpting Studios Live Mask Creepers, and I will drop you some links in there tonight after chat, okay? It's tough for me while I'm working to hop on the computer and find those links, but I will gladly do that this evening.
Love watching the airbrush cleaning movie. That's the big creation. The airbrush cleaning was important.
It's necessary.
Kiss Fan 05. I definitely want in on a dog shoot hat, you guys. Oh my god. Brian Lippert, I love me some pigs.
This has always been a very popular mask for me.
Australian government should send you a check. My kids have learned so much from the arts from you guys over the past 2 weeks. I can only applaud you for going live so much. It's beautiful.
No,
Ezekiel, just send me that kitten and we'll call it square.
do not mail my wife a kitten.
I really want
That goes for
kitten
any of
today.
you.
Just send Spooky to me and we'll call it fair and square, okay? I think that's fair. Cobwebs, I got a chair. I'm very excited. Did not know that was gonna happen. Good night, DM Cash. Tracy Miller.
Good night, DM Cash.
Thank you so much for your tips and tricks over the years. I've watched your videos. I love the respect you bring to all the haunt crap.
Thank you.
Good night, Michael Lassiter. Thank you so much.
Good night, sir, and thank you.
Body Geek says, remember I wanted a wheel ticket when I was in the shop. I gotta start refilling my shop. Body Geeks, you know that big tub on the wheels that we sent you home with? I have one more. You start filling up that shelf. I'm putting that tub aside for you because it was just easier to fulfill everything you needed. When will you be able to get an Alan Fox mask, with or without hair?
I hope it's with hair for a long time. Let me say that.
Which color made the cut for the shirt? Stanley, it was actually, while the electric looks good, this was the picture I showed you guys on Facebook. Let me get the pictures. On Facebook, when they sent me the mock-ups that I showed you guys, electric looked like the winner. And then we went to the actual website, which had more accurate colors to choose from, and it turned out that lime was the right color for what we do with what Alan calls poison green.
Yeah.
So it's going to be lime, and there's still going to be that same super soft t-shirt that everybody loves. They will only go up to a 3X. We are waiting to find another supplier that can get us the same shirt and quality in a larger size, because I know some people want it larger than a 3X, but I don't want you to have a scratchy, crappy t-shirt just because it's got a larger size. I really want it to be that super soft that we've been providing. So that's what we're working on now, and I have not forgotten you. Here we go.
Yeah, so that's one color. I'm turning around, I'm looking. My Gravediggers are drying, but they're not 100% dry yet. So, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:29 p.m.
We have 99 people on tonight. I love that Alan wanted to get rid of some Facebook groups and goes and makes an Facebook group. Thank you, Rob. Then he'll have to monitor. That's
Well,
correct.
to be fair, I got rid of about 300 Facebook groups and picked up one, so I think I'll be okay.
Tracy Miller. It was the human pelt on the fence. That's the one where I caught him.
Yeah, she came home while I was working.
I caught him spraying the pelt on the fence and making this outline on the fence, and I'm like, oh my god, this was early in our YouTube career. Friends started to collect weird, creepy stuff from me. I got a huge deterioration bug mount today. I'm going to make a great zombie Rudolph. Those body pieces.
That's awesome. or what?
Sorry, Spooky is a non-negotiable. How about I sit and fashion with a foot cam-shaped kitten surrounded by red wine? Ezekiel? I swear to God on the road. Just keep those kitten videos coming, buddy. The Beastman mask is an angry Alan Pops mask.
Several people have said he just looks like me,
Yeah, he does.
which I'll take.
The line shirts are going to be epic. I think so, Carlos. TikTok says A-L-E-X-A, what time is the pizza?
Yeah. Alexa, is it pizza time yet?
Oh my God.
No, pizza time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is not pizza.
What?
Alan, so your molds are stored on the shelves outside. Does humidity have anything to do with how well the molds work? What can humidity impede the latex leaking?
If it's rainy, it's going to take longer to get a thick pull. Absolutely. Because the humidity is higher, the plaster already has water in it. Yes, that is true and accurate. But I just don't want to store them inside. You see how much room they take up. I wouldn't have a shop if I kept them in here. Some concessions have to be made. I'll just let it take longer when it rains.
I'm waiting for ALEXA to get upset when people ask her for the time to start getting smart after month. Okay, as far as the acrylic or latex paint, question is, I can't seem to run latex through my airbrush without clogging. I use Monster Maker's pre-mixed airbrush latex.
Okay, so I would highly urge you to mix your own, simply because the Monster Maker's latex paint tends to glob up. I don't know if they thin it with not distilled water, but something causes it to clog up. I am not a fan of their mask paint. So, there.
Alan, I make wood piggy banks for kids, and watching you dry brush them is helping me to do them.
That's awesome. I love that.
Body Geek, is all the new stuff up on the website?
No, my website person
Oh my God, be
is
careful.
awesome. My website person is amazing.
Speak carefully.
But no, not everything is up. I've just been making things at a pretty rapid rate. So Heptaron is not up. I don't think the bear, is the bear blank up?
The bear blank is up, but the finished bear is not.
I haven't finished a bear yet. And even the first bear that I do, it's not going to be able to go on the website because it's not going to be what a standard bear will be, you know?
Body Geeks and everybody else, as he makes something that is completed, it gets cataloged and put on the website. So as soon as it's ready, you will see it. Earlier today, I was at my parents'. I was showing this to my father, and we watched for a little bit. It was funny that Alan and Boyce set my father's ALEXA off. My father tells ALEXA to cancel that whole dinner.
That's funny.
How many tools on an average do you get from a highly detailed plaster mold?
Highly detailed. You'll get 6 or 7 really nice pulls. And then you get 3 good pulls, 3 or 4 good pulls. I normally say you get 10 beautiful pulls. The more detailed, the lower that number is. So, something like dragon scales, they're going to wear down a lot faster.
You're very sweet, Rob O'Brien. Absolutely not.
What is absolutely not?
He says, are we going to have a super chat roses for the wife? No. Super chat is for practical things. Cobweb says 50 pulls. Body Geeks. Get your website person to send me an invoice. I see you, Body Geeks.
What are we invoicing for?
I just keep him going. I just keep Body Geeks ready to go. Would using acrylic paint on latex work well if properly sealed?
Acrylic paint on latex would work well if properly sealed. You have to mix latex in it, or else the latex is going to flex and move and the acrylic will not, it'll break. You have to mix it. The 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 works for acrylic paint.
And so what product would you recommend for a sealant?
Well, I do recommend the Liquitex varnish in matte or high gloss. That is what I recommend.
Do you have a paint scheme for the first Heptaron?
I'm doing like a nice clone, I think, for the first one. That's what I think. I also have one I want to do in black metallic chrome.
I like the modeling you're doing on that mask.
Thank you. Yeah, just a little breakup pattern. Because these are dead, so they're sewn together. Big dog, good night, and thank you so much for my happy pizza coma tomorrow. Okay, so I've also moved from a sangria color to a chili pepper red color. So now this is much redder. This will be a little more fresher. Mo fresher, yo.
What kind of stone can I use to make a master of my molds to preserve my sculpts?
I would recommend no, it's over here. Okay, hang on, I'm grabbing it. Someone earlier asked about the doggos. Look, they're sleeping doggos.
And kitties.
There is a kitty over there. From Bitty Mold Supply, it is TC-266, 3 to 5 pound variable density flexible foam. It definitely has to be a flexible foam, and I wouldn't go over 5 pounds in density. TCC-266.
That Heptaron would look awesome
T.
in a
CC-266. How would Heptaron look awesome?
in a pearl type paint.
Yes, you are correct, he would.
However you paint him, he will be awesome.
And after a conversation with someone, I was really considering doing one in like pastel pearlescence. I think that would look very cool.
All this people talk, I'm famished, says Ezekiel.
I'm famished too. Cheney does have his cone off, I saw someone say. It fell apart today, and I just took it off of him. He'll be fine.
More piggin, brown bear to match my wearable Krampus setup, Gravedigger, and possibly a Grouch, says Body Geeks.
Well, all right.
Body Geeks are looking sweet.
Body geeks are looking
Sorry,
sweet.
war piggins are looking sweet. Do you need to make a latex skin in the mold before you add that foam?
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Do not add that foam without having a latex skin, because foam is porous and the plaster is porous, and they will lock together. You need the latex there to keep the foam from sticking to the plaster. That is very important. Now the fresh red has to happen on the other mask too. Also, these stools have wheels, so that will encourage me to sweep the shop more. So I'm doing the fresh blood on the inside. of that wound. And then I'm going around the outside to do a ring of irritation to show a little bit of redness, irritation. The wounds aren't healing well because it's dead. Okay. All right. Now, one of these was requested to be extra bloody, so we'll do that later. I'm going to do blood last. I think I'm ready to move on to painting his teeth. Yeah, I'm ready to paint his teeth.
Buddy said, oh, and I want a green swamp monster for my lasers.
Okay.
What kind of costume goes well in the war pig and
All right. So a classic is the apron, the butcher shop guy outfit. That's very classic for this. And that's what I see a lot of people. It's also very nice with just coveralls. Coveralls are very good with it. You know, no shirt, but also picture this. Picture this, if you will. Do a full orc costume. And then this part here gets painted like an orc chin, you know, and we can add hair over the back of it. So this is like a orc war chief or something who, why this doesn't have to be human. No reason why this can't be a pig mask put together by an orc. I thought that was fun.
I'm not an excessive gore fan. I'm more of a scare purist instead of body.
I understand that. I'm not a huge gore fan either, but I know that gore does have its place. Gore has its place in haunting. It has its place in movies. But I think, like everything, it should be balanced. A movie isn't good just because it's gory. That has to be an element. It can't be the whole thing.
Where did you get those bottles you were using with paint? Are they 16-ounce bottles?
I believe they're 16-ounce bottles, and I get them from a restaurant supply store. I get them from a wholesale restaurant supply store, and I think I got these from webstaurant.com. Webstaurant.com, not restaurant.com. Webstaurant, because they're on the web, and that's clever.
Can I order a Sculpting apron all glued up?
You could. You absolutely could do that. I would probably add, let's just say $20 to the cost of the apron.
For materials?
Yeah, just for materials. And time.
I ordered some 16-ounce bottles from Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon has them, absolutely. I have gotten some from Amazon, but I get them normally in a case. So I get a lot of them at a time. I think I order a case of 24 when I do it.
Robbie said I paid $18.
Yeah, I mean, they should be like $2 a piece or less each.
For 7.
Yeah, okay, Amazon, you're not ordering that big of a quantity. That makes sense.
Did you do that mask where you just use actor's mouth instead of a latex mouth?
Yeah, we just cut that right out. Absolutely, we do that. Yes. That's how we do these most of the time. But on the website, I think it's got the mouth in it, so I do it with the mouth in it. Just cut it out, and then your mouth is right there. That's how it's designed and the way it's made.
As for the gourd of apron, even chunks of latex in it, I love it. I'll use it on my wall as a decoration.
Well, we'll have to figure out how to,
I got you.
okay, there you go. So I added a little bit of yellow to my teeth so that these are pig teeth, those are his teeth. So, and obviously, you know, he's got these giant tusks in like the human part of the mouth. So there's something going on there where he may not be all the way human.
The pig is looking awesome.
Why, thank you.
Have you seen that black 2.0 or was it 3.0 tank that absorbs like 96% of all visible light? It turns everything into a hole in space.
It's good. It's not that good. I've got a bottle of it here somewhere. I ordered it. I tested it. I did not find it was as much of a step up as I wanted it to be. It photographs very well, but in person, it is not the black hole it's supposed to be. It's good, but it's not where it could be, I think.
How much for a creature mask painted? I only see an unpainted on your website. We're talking about
I don't think Shannon has taken pictures of this one yet.
the Gilmere?
Yeah,
Okay, now I haven't because it's the first.
yeah.
But he should be, what, in your forehead?
He's a full head mask. He's $100. That's it. $100.
Hang on, let me make sure that.
That's all he is. $100.
Hang on there, guys. I thought I had.
I know you did the blank.
No, I did the blank, but I thought I.
Okay, so we're getting there.
No, he's there. Hang on, guys. No, he's there.
Apparently, Gilman is on the website.
Okay, Mr. Spidey. Hang on, Mr. Spidey. He is on the website. He is there. He's got enough creature.
So let me say this real quick, guys. Thank all of you for supporting my wife so much. She is so helpful to me. I'm sure that anybody who's been watching me for a couple of years took notice of the point where my wife stepped in and started helping a lot more than she used to. Because my stuff is more professional. I've got a website. I mean, the amount of things that she does for me to support this, what I do right now. I am able to sit here and paint pig teeth because my wife is saying, oh, I think I did put that on the website. And she's probably has messages with 3 or 4 of you guys going while she's reading comments in order to make it go smooth. So it really means a lot to me, and I really thank you for supporting her and wanting her to have a chair and a stool and just be comfortable while she's in here doing it. Because if my wife isn't comfortable, she might not do it as much. And if she's not here, you'll have to have Rob reading comments again. And no one wants that. But no, it's very nice that they're nice to you.
They are nice.
I wouldn't be happy if they were not.
I am conduit, guys.
We are a team, me and the wife.
Conduit and the cook and clean girl.
Okay.
Okay, back to work. Nothing is silliness. Mr. Spidey, I hope you got that. He is on there. There you go. How much to foam fill the creature? So if they bought a mask and they foam filled it, what do we add? What are we adding to that?
Foam fill on him. Would you want like eyes set in and stuff?
This is Robbie. So Robbie,
Do you want me to finish it like a bust, or just fill it with foam and then you'll do the eyes and stuff?
let us know where you're going. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so sweet.
Finished bust or just foam fill?
Good night, DJ Styles.
When I sculpted this, I actually got a pair of swim goggles from the dollar store, and I put them on my bust so that the swim goggles will fit through here, so I could, in theory, swim with the mask on.
Roger says yes and finish the rest.
That would add $50, so it would be $150. Good price, in my opinion,
And Roger, we need that.
considering what most busts go for.
Add that to your. We're at 10 minutes until 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I was going to go till 10:30, and I don't think I'm going to have a long time in painting the Gravediggers. I painted so many Gravediggers. I have a system.
You finishing the pigs?
Yes, I'm about to do the stitches on the pigs.
Okay, lucky, I know you come to bed and look at Justin last night, so. Okay. Let's figure out. You know what, a lot of people are asking for a foam-filled static top,
Yeah,
and we should add that as an option on the website now.
as a drop down.
Well, because a lot of people are actually saying, I don't want to wear it, they just want it for, and I've said this before, they want to preserve it, they want it on their shelf, they want it the collector's item.
Yes, in my mind, everybody who buys my things
They're not.
work in a haunted house, and they're an actor, and they want to use it while they're working in a haunt.
Which is not true.
That is how my brain works, and that is what I think everybody wants to do with my stuff.
Some people just want them to be on a shelf and they want to love it. They just want to have it there to love. They don't want to wear it. And that's why your foam fill is getting worse.
So that should be a drop down. And another thing there, wife, that I think would be very cool is we need to have an option for drool where they can add drool to almost anything, and that just adds like $5.
Is that the same for the beast finish out? Paint, foam fill, and hide. That's Rodney knows.
Yes.
Hey Rodney, I'm sending you an email because we are working on an order for you. I am working on Rodney.
So all I'm doing now is I'm popping these stitches. I am going in and I'm painting the stitches so that they are, they look like they're a different material. A little bit of orange and gray is what I mixed up. I think that's a nice color for these. Sometimes I do them a blue tint.
Hey Rodney, I got your email going and we'll take it from you. Did you want a beast man yet?
I haven't even molded the Beast Man yet. I'm still sculpting him. He's not done. I haven't done a Beast Man yet.
Matthias says, I'm a collector. See, I get that. Rodney Pope, add a drop down for blood and gore. That's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually a good idea, guys, and I appreciate that because that helps me to make a better option for payment. You guys just, get what you want. That's a product. Thank you, Brenda. Really sweet. 1980. Coming to Sci-Fi 2021. Craig Pigs versus Cow Aliens, starring Ian Zerling and as Dutch Herder and Tara Reid as May Rexley are the worst. He's watching him some Sharknado. When are you scheduled to paint Hector on?
It looks like it'll be tomorrow. I don't think I'll get to him tonight. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 9:55 p.m.
Yeah, it's almost 10, and probably it'll be tomorrow, because I'm going to have a half an hour in painting those two Gravediggers, and tomorrow I will hair the Gravediggers. I probably won't do that live because you guys have seen that plenty. But the Gravediggers will get haired, so they're done, and then I can paint Heptaron and maybe fur the bear.
That is really a good idea for the drop down. Thank you, Roger. I was surprised when my first masks I sold was to a woman who wanted to stuff it and mount it on the wall in her dining room. There was a burlap kid mask.
So weird.
But they don't want to wear it is the point. They want to preserve it, display it. Oh man, your werewolf is a must-have total funk-filled statue. Okay, good night. We had to say that. That could be Dick's out. Good night, you Dick. Jesse Papa Bear. Very true. I plan to order a bear bust once I've seen a few different styles you ended up doing for my shelf. So, Jesse, you're not going to wear it. You just want to order one that's fun-filled to display. Is that correct? Ezekiel, add a drop down for each dish donation.
Okay, so wife, I need you to tell a little bit of a story here for a moment.
Oh gosh.
I would say 4-minute story.
Oh, I don't have a 4-minute story.
Well, you better get one.
Okay.
Just start it with, it's amazing that we're still married because. And then you can tell them some terrible things that I did.
Oh my goodness. That must be a big one. Okay. Goodness gracious. Guys, we've been married 15 years, but okay. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys very quickly the story of how Alan came to live in Texas. Because he chased a girl, and that's what it really comes down to. But Alan and I was going to a haunted house. This is actually October the 6th, 2001. Yes, I do remember the date. And I loved to go to haunted houses. I didn't work in them, but I went to every single haunted house I could physically drive to. And in Texas, that is a lot. It's a lot of driving, and I did not care. I would go to every single one of them. And hopefully, in tow, brought a bunch of girlfriends with me. And that was always a lot of fun because a bunch of girls, you know, there's no points if you scare a bunch of girls, but it was fun. And we went to a brand new haunted house in Texas that we'd never been to. We saw it in the newspaper. This was before internet. It was before really progressive internet, I should say. And we all went. There was 4 of us. And we got there, and I always have a camera with me because I love to take pictures. And so there's these 4 girls. Here we go. And this creature in stilts and wings and fangs and horns comes running out to us and chases us. And my 3 girlfriends took off running, and I looked up, and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. If you guys have ever seen the Gargoyles movie, gosh, it was in the 70s, and I was so small when this first came to TV, so it was old when I was a baby. But with Bernie Casey and Cornell Wilde, called Gargoyles. It's so cheesy. God, I love it. And it was so much fun. And that movie, Bernie Casey is the head gargoyle with the wings and the fangs, so majestic and sexy. And even as a kid, I thought, wow, that's my boyfriend. And then I saw Fantasia, the Disney Fantasia, and I thought Chernabog, the gargoyle on Bald Mountain, was the sexiest thing. I thought, that's my boyfriend too. So I wanted a boyfriend with wings and fangs and horns, and that never really went away. So when I saw him in this getup, I thought he was absolutely beautiful, and he was. And instead of actually running away from him, because he did give us all a jump, I walked up to him and I looked up at him and I said, you are absolutely beautiful. And he was, guys, he was beautiful. I know this is ridiculous, but it's true. I'm that girl. And he was just stunning. So he chased us all night. You know, he knew when we would be coming out of different haunted houses there at the complex, this little haunted theme park that we were at. And he would wait till we came out the door, and then he, attacked us. The girls run screaming, and I just thought, dang, you're so pretty. At the end of the night, and I had taken a lot of pictures of him, and I actually took a picture of us together. So we have a picture of the very first night we met, in which he's in this, you know, on stilts and wings and fangs. You can't tell what he looks like, but it's him. So we have a picture of the first night we met. And at the end of the night, a security guard came up to me, and he gave me a piece of paper with an email address on it. It is, and it was an AOL. It was Stiltbeast at AOL, which you know AOL he doesn't use anymore, but he still used Stiltbeast. It says, "The stilt creature would love to see the pictures you took." Now, I did not take this as a major flirt because, in my opinion, you know, everybody said, "Oh, will you please email that to me?" It was nothing for strangers to say, "Will you please take a picture? Can you email that to this address?" Because now you no longer have to develop film and have it printed and then put a stamp on a photo mailer and send it out. You can do it through email, which is completely free, fast, immediate, instant, all these other things. So it was nothing for someone to ask that for me. So I did not take that as an immediate flirt. I thought, oh, great, this actor wants to see it. He was terrific. I love to support the arts, and I thought this was artistic and beautiful. Absolutely, I'll send it to him. So I did. I went home that night. I downloaded the pictures off of my camera, and I emailed them to this email address. And I said, hey, thanks a lot. We had a great time. Thank you so much. What a fun evening. You were awesome. Really had a great time. Happy Halloween. Wishing you the best. I had no idea who this person is on the other end, but they really made it a fun evening. And he wrote back. He wrote back almost immediately, which should have been a telltale sign to me, but it wasn't. And he would end each email with a question. Every email. And so I would answer the question. And so he'd write me back again. And I would answer the question. And, you know, shake the hook out of your mouth, Shannon, you trout. But truly, that is how I got to talking to him. And so this was a pretty cool guy. And we got to talking on the internet through email. And he was still in town, and so he said, well, maybe you guys can come through at Halloween, or close to Halloween, and come see us again. And he left his comp tickets. So he came back again. Again, he gave us an amazing show. And at this point, we had been talking now for about 3 weeks. Yes, I'm telling him the story.
Oh, okay.
For about 3 weeks. And at this point, at Halloween, when we came back to see him, we said, we're going to bring you a bottle of your favorite alcohol. We're going to bring you, something awesome like this. And he doesn't drink. So he says, no, I don't need anything. And I'm thinking, well, you're not a lot of fun. I was going to bring you, your favorite beverage of whatever. But he didn't want that. He said, what about cookies? Well, he didn't really even want those either. He just wanted us to show up, which we did.
I wanted to see that lady and marry her.
And what turned out is that he said that night that he knew we were going to get married. The first night, which to me, as a single female, means you're cray-cray.
I'm a stalker.
You were stalker. You were crazy.
Yeah.
But that is how that story began. And it actually began at a haunted house. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are still looking for and I'm not joking about this, I'm really not. If you're looking for whatever that special person is, whoever that special person is, I cannot recommend the haunted attraction industry enough. Because number one, you get really beautiful artistic people, and you have a chance to meet awesome people. And I found mine at a haunted house, and if you have not found yours, I hope you do. That is where I suggest you start.
But you're going to find someone who's passionate about something.
Very passionate.
And a lot of haunted houses don't pay. They're willing to work for what they love. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm going to go get myself a bar because I am starving. I left you in my wife's capable hands. Let us see, all this is dry. This is wet. Let us grab a Gravedigger and start the Gravedigger dry brush process. Let's grab 2 because they're small. Inbred Santa gets no respect. But I don't need an inbred Santa right now. No one has beaten my door down for an inbred Santa. Because we don't know what's happening with Halloween. So we're not thinking about Christmas yet. Okay. before I wiped up this color, I wanted to make sure I was going to need it. But the Gravediggers are all black and white. Except for one that's flesh tone. Larry's is flesh tone. I can't forget that. I gotta do them separate. This one, black and white. We'll knock him out first.
Scott Creighton, I'm sorry guys, I'm catching up because the story was long. Scott Creighton, I don't have any background in web design. I just learned I just self-taught. I just figured it out myself. I have zero experience. I don't do any of that. Nick Kreider, hi Nick. I foam filled a mass today and vastly underestimated the amount of foam that half of a bag of the post-hole foam mix makes. The corner of my driveway now has a crunchy shell.
That's awesome.
Tony Poe, after we sell this house, I'm building myself a home theater. I'm going to use these Allen collected items busts in my theater. How awesome is that?
Sounded cool.
How much for green shirts? Jerry, the green shirts will be $20 a piece plus $5 shipping. The same, he's got a head. He's got a sample head. The same as the black and the gray shirts. They will be the same price.
Cheney, give that back. You can't have that. Cheney, give it back. Cheney, give it back to me. I need that. This is for work. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's a pin in there. That could hurt you.
But
Here, eat this. That's delicious. Doggos.
Nico Lugosi, Adamsville Haunted House? Yes?
Yep. Adamsville Terror Complex.
I love that gargoyle movie. I do too. Roger, we need to see this picture. Guys, I'll try to get it on the Facebook group for you. But yeah, we do have it. Samantha Goodwitch Candle Company, it's a straight love story. Oh, I love your name, Samantha. See those candles. I'll work on finding that picture. I have it. I know I have it. Crazy Stalker Guy, take off. Shannon, if you need help, sneeze 3 times. Okay. Didn't find mine at a haunted house, but we love to go to them every year. Plus, our anniversary is October 29th.
Awesome.
I dated my wife at a haunted trail. How cool. I am still doing the Great Pumpkin Challenge this year, darn it. Horror Beauty, do it with me.
Shannon does it.
I did it. I did 31 days. Join me. I'm convinced if my wife met me today, we wouldn't have made it. Thank God I was able to fool her for 20 years.
Yeah, me too.
My ex-wife was a real horror show. I met the sweetest princess and my life got infinitely better, says Ezekiel.
Isn't that awesome?
The puppies are not puppy size anymore.
Well, they're dog size, but they are still very much puppies. They're only 6 months old,
They're very young.
and they're about 75 pounds a piece now, and they'll probably end up being about 110 or so.
Christine, what a great story. My boyfriend and I met haunting, and we now own a haunted house together for the past 4 years.
That's so great. Okay, so while this one is drying, I'm gonna do the first coat on the other one.
Me and my wife got married on Halloween and worked our haunted house that night. Plus, I got a great wife.
That's awesome.
The night I met my wife, I was going to marry her, and we've been married for 28 years, said Rodney Post.
That is amazing. I just knew, hey, that's my wife. I knew it.
Horror Beauty, I don't know if you saw the Great Pumpkin Challenge that I did last year. Did you see that? I did the Great Pumpkin Challenge every night, 31 pumpkins, 31 nights. She says, I missed last year, but I'm doing it this year, even if Halloween is canceled. I'm spreading Halloween cheer, and yes, me too.
The upside is that Halloween is a date. It's very hard to cancel a date. Maybe some festivities are canceled, but Halloween is still.
But I think that things like the Great Pumpkin Challenge are going to be even more important this year for that reason. If we're not able to attend functions, then it's going to become even more important. Network Studios, I have had them run on the second date after taking them to the shop.
Yeah, I can see that.
Chad Smith says, me and my wife were high school sweethearts. CS Creations, on our anniversary, we usually pick a new haunt to visit.
That's cool.
Larry Hughes, Gravedigger time, I've been waiting for this.
Very patiently, I might add. You've been waiting very patiently.
Okay, Harvey, cool, great, yes. We did last year. It actually was a lot of fun. It was also a lot of work, but it was fun. Mr. Spidey. Okay, Sharon, the creature mess says black and white grayscale. That is the green one that I saw by Alex, correct? Just trying to make sure it's green. Yes, Mr. Spidey. Can you show the creature mask, Mr. Spidey?
Mr. Spidey!
Meow,
meow.
You got the color or you got the grayscale. Some people want the black and white look, so you can do either one. Larry Hughes, I hope I made a good choice on the flesh tone.
I think you did. I think it's going to be fun. It's different. Like right now, I'm fighting myself because I'm like, wait, these don't get flesh tone. Well, this one does.
Mr. Spidey, if you just order it without black and white, it's going to be the green. So I hope that is clear, that I made that clear.
Yeah, black and white's an option.
I met my better half in 1999 at a college haunted house. She was a sexy vampire, and I was taken from that point on. Funny geeks, I want this green creature. You want the green hill man? This looks like fun. It's going to be my birthday wish to do the GGP and get the Great Pumpkin Challenge and get friends involved and have them carve them with me and pick a spot to place them. Horror Beauty, do you do Instagram? Because the creator of the Great Pumpkin Challenge is predominantly on Instagram. He does not do Facebook. And if you are on Instagram, make sure that you hashtag him, because he will absolutely notice what you're doing. And it ramps up like crazy at the end of September, and it was so much fun, and he would very much want to. So hopefully you're on Instagram as well, and you can check out, he's got the Great Pumpkin and the Great Pumpkin Project, and he'll also make a hashtag for the year. But it gets so involved, and it's just really a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing where you find places for your pumpkin. Flesh Tone Gravedigger, this will be cool. Rick Springston, I've been watching you for a while. I watched some old videos. Man, you just keep getting better and better at sculpting.
Old videos, what now?
I've been watching some of your old videos. You keep getting better and better at sculpting.
Yeah, there's some turds in the first couple.
Al Metro, Facebook memories just popped up. It was of the art I had, the Dark Hour art show 4 years ago. Tagged you in the repost.
Awesome.
Oh, was that the Walpurgisnacht Night Gallery Dark Art Festival? I love that.
I missed that.
That was beautiful. Great, Horror Beauty. Great. I hope I'm linked into you as well on Instagram, because I would love to see what you do. That is awesome. Join us for the Great Pumpkin Project this October, guys. I had no intention of doing 31 pumpkins, but man, it was fun. It was fun.
This is for Doug, I believe.
Which one? The small one?
Yeah, the smaller one.
The small one is Doug.
I actually ordered a different head bust because his head was smaller. And he was like, hey, I know I got a small head, so this is the size my head is. And I'm like, I'll hook you up. So what I intend to do is I'll offer this head form for, sometimes there's someone who comes to Monster Camp who they have a smaller head and they want a smaller head form, and I haven't been able to accommodate that in the past. But I fully intend to have a male head form and a female head form.
Do you find one head bust is like a good universal one, or do you have one better than others?
If I'm making a mask, if I'm making like a burlap scarecrow mask or something, I use my head form because I know it's a good size. The latex is going to shrink a little bit, so I try to make those a little bit bigger, just so more people will fit in them. But I mean, I keep a variety, so I can have a variety of sizes. But I prefer the bigger ones. The one that you guys often call Ron Perlman, that one is a favorite. I use my plaster head quite a bit too. I just don't have a neck, so the busts of me don't have a neck either.
Do you put water or sand in your head for weight?
The lids suck, so I actually put a lot of spent clay in mine. Like this guy actually today. The screw lid on that, see that clay? That's just clay that I shoved a bunch of clay into it to give it enough weight so I don't knock it over every time I'm painting on it. Instead of throwing that clay away, I put it in here.
Yeah, I should have did that. I have a small head, size 7 is a fitted cap that's in there to use. Chad Smith, how long of a trip is it for you to drive to Chicago?
Chicago is about 18 hours.
Jesse Papa Bear, I found the love of my life 20 years ago. I promised him that when he says yes to marry me, I'll let him out of the basement. I'm a patient man.
Hooray!
Rodney, are you selling your head ornament?
He's asking me?
Yes.
I will eventually. I'm not set up for it right yet, meaning I don't have a mold that I get nice clean copies out of. I sell a couple. If you're local and you understand that mostly what I'm selling is ones that I already have, that's going to have some paint on it, it's going to be a little bit weird, like it's been used. If you're okay with that, then yeah, I can hook you up. I think I got like 15 of them. Okay, now I'm going to switch and get another flesh tone one. But see how they come along pretty quick.
You have to sculpt every different size.
Normally they're head casts. So you have a cast of someone's head, and if you cast a small head person, you get a small head form. You cast a larger head person, you get a larger one.
Good night, Christine.
Good night. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 10:20 p.m.
Okay. All right. So I won't be done right at 10:30.
Yes, no, all the way. No,
Eating a power table?
it's eating this table, it's almost through.
Yeah.
No way.
Put that around behind him. Yeah, I think that'll be easier. He's eating a power cord because they're delicious. But it's the one the camera's plugged into, and he could get shocked. Might teach him a valuable lesson. Might murderize him. All right, so I'm going to focus on this guy and get him done because we have Larry here watching. I don't think that Doug is watching.
Alan, how do you measure people's head for a mask?
Take a sewing measuring tape and just one measurement. Just right around here, right around your head line, right above your brow, around your head. That measurement is the basis of what your head fits in masks.
I guess I just need to break down and make my own live cast.
Yes, that's a very good way to get a head cast that's going to work for you. When you do that, you know that what you make is going to fit you. You know. I'm not good with silicone masks. I have a big head, and most of those are smaller. And when I put it on, I stretch it out, so the sculpt looks distorted. It looks like whatever cool monster I wanted to be has some facial swelling. Was stung by bees. So, Larry, can I go crazy on the hair with this? Can I do like brown hair or make him younger, or do you want gray hair? Either one is the same. Doesn't matter to me. Oh, okay.
Alan, what is the silicone mold that you have? I think you said you had one around.
I have a couple silicone molds. I have several silicone head molds. But I need to get a cleaned up one to make head casts to sell.
Speaking of bees, did you see the YouTube video of the guy making a murder hornet sting him?
No, I haven't.
Chad Smith, maybe I'll do monster here. You should.
Come on, brother. It's not wet today, but it is humid. So things are taking a little longer than normal to dry. I think he's looking good in flesh.
a small sculpture.
Sculpt. Yes, do it. Get clay. Get what you need. Sculpt. Make things. You have a chance, make monsters. The world needs more monsters.
When Jerry asked how do you measure people's heads for a mask, I said it's like them measure for cowboy hats.
Pretty much.
Is this Larry's?
Yes. There are 86 people watching. You guys are amazing. Bella. Bella, get out of there. What are you doing? Get out of there, baby.
I'll take them outside and look at
It was a fort. 86 people are watching paint dry. That is very correct, Bill Batchelor. And I rarely do this. I'm going to go back with a little bit of the flesh in here to flesh up that mix a little more. I might have gone a little too pale, too fast on him. That right there feels good to me. Remember the flesh-colored crayon? That was the holy grail of crayons. It really, it didn't last long. And I think it got lost first too. The flesh-colored crayon. I swear there should have been like 2 of those in the box, you know? But there was only 1. Like, how often do you use yellow? I could have handled half a yellow crayon. There should have been 2 black crayons, 2 yellow crayons. No, 2 black crayons, 2 flesh-colored crayons. Like, who used the white crayon? What was that for? Waste of time and space. Yeah, I think he's going to look really good in flesh. Have a lavender color here. I put down a purple for under the eye bags. Sweet.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Alexa, count down. Let's say 10 minutes.
There are no timers set.
Alexa, set a countdown for 10 minutes.
Did you get word whether or
4
not
minutes, starting now.
he'll be gray, blonde, or brunette?
We haven't heard yet. I don't think Rodney has told us.
Not for the gray pin?
Yeah.
No, that's Larry.
Yeah, he's asking if we have Word yet. I asked Larry if he wanted another color.
Okay. White crayon we took for ghosts on black paper. Okay, big monkey dress.
I had never done that. All right, gang, we're gonna do something fun. Yeah.
I think it's a show like for your chair.
I'm sure she will.
Okay, Alan and Sharon, he's watching paint dry entertaining and must watch. I think jet black or red hair would be a great choice for the creepy. Larry says, Alan, give it whatever touches you think it needs.
Okay.
Round 4, it's 81 degrees. Blonde might be a little too rip-rap. Stacy, that's awesome. Tracy Miller, are you checking the heat gun with your hand?
Always. You always check the heat gun with your hand. Or else how do you know it's working? Opening the lid one-handed. That was my grunty face. In case any of you saw the grunty face, but didn't know why there was grunty face. Grunty face. It's what's for dinner.
Have Alan sell one of his speakers.
Hey now. I don't support anything that endangers pizza.
I'm watching my TV and phone. They don't do justice on the colors. I can't wait to get this now.
I think you'll be happy. I think it'll be a fun one. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of Havana Brown in here. We'll do some shading on him. But Havana Brown is a little more in the reddish brown. So I'm actually going to put in a little bit of black with it, just to darken it up. And it'll kick it towards like a brownish gray, which is fine. If you want to mix your inks in the airbrush bowl, put your finger over the end. And that causes a bubbling, and now that ink is mixed. Okay. Good night, Scott. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Has any set construction been going on at Dark Tower over the last few weeks?
No, we are under shelter in place until May 20th. And then we'll find out if they extend it or whatnot. So, no, nothing has been happening.
Alan, with flesh tone that figures looks like Angus Scrimm from Phantom.
A little bit, yes. Yes, it does. A little bit of color on that lip. I want to get that color off so that I can paint his teeth.
I got you.
So I think it needs a little bit of blue veins in it, which I'll do with the airbrush, and I'm going to call that good. Okay. You pour off this color into a separate bottle because it's a mix. You don't want to put it back in one of the bottles. It's a mix of two colors. And I need to grab a bit of blue. I'm going to step back from him and just see him from further away.
Do you plan on painting the Heptaron live tomorrow?
Yes, yeah. All the fun stuff I'll save. Like I'm going to hair this guy tomorrow, not live, and I'm going to finish up the War Piggins tomorrow, not live, and then tomorrow live I will paint Heptaron and I will hair the bear and get working on the bear. Just to get an idea. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Alexa, stop. Oh, you got your far over there now. Good night, Horror Beauty. Chad, no, I probably won't go live during the day. I guess I could. There's nothing against it. Is that interesting to you? To me, it's just some stuff you've seen before.
Are you going to have to modify the hat for the smaller Gravedigger?
Already did. I made a smaller hat.
I check and keep telling myself that I'm not going to do it. It's like a deranged habit.
What's a deranged habit?
Crazy mother. Are you talking about check and see for life? Harvey. I got on this for today. I'm going to work tomorrow morning. Good night, Harvey.
Good night.
Great, I love this variation. I think the first time do justice on me, says Larry to you. Another great show, Alan and Shannon. Have a great night, you two. Good night, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Is YouTube Wednesday going to be about making clay tools?
No, I mean, that one's coming up. I think I have a different one planned for this week. Is that one important to you?
Universal City Walk in Orlando opened at reduced capacity today. Not everything, but most of it.
I did see that. I saw that in IAPA, or IAPA newsletter or something. It's good. It's good that some things are reopening. I worry it's a little bit too soon. So we'll see what happens. I just don't want us to get a second wave before Halloween and cause. I don't want to get a second wave to begin with. But, I mean, I can see it causing a lot of problems for Halloween if that second wave happens before we're supposed to be open. Okay, I'm liking the feel of that. To me, that looks pretty good. What do you guys think of a flesh-toned Gravedigger? Doesn't have his hat, doesn't have all his hair and stuff, but I think he's retained his meanness, and I like that. I'm going to do one more little tiny dry brush, I think, with a lighter flesh tone to really, just a real dry brush. Hit some highlights on him.
His left eyebrow could use a little highlight.
I'm doing highlights right now. You read my mind.
I really like the flesh tone. It's pretty creepy. I like it. Looks great. Looks good. Looks good. I like it.
This is a whole nother set of tones that we're putting on.
I dig it. Get it?
I get it.
Thanks, Jen.
All of that shading is still there. We're just bringing up some of the flesh tone. There's very little paint on this brush. I'm changing the temperature more than I'm changing colors. And that right there really pushed him to me. And you couldn't see most of what I was doing. There we go. That is a flesh tone Gravedigger, my friends. The War Piggins over there are pretty much all done. We have another Gravedigger who I've got 20 minutes more on, or maybe 25, something like that. But these guys will all be done tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed watching us paint some masks. Thank you for all the super chat to with a purpose. It's not, you're not just throwing money at us. It's the purpose of getting another stool, another comfortable stool. But what my wife sits on, and most people sit on here in the shop, are these lovely implements of butt torture. They are wonderful in that they're a good height, they're versatile, and I think these are like 80 bucks a piece. But they're sturdy and they're good for the shop. They're fine. But now that I'm in here every night, and I'm in here 5 to 10 hours a day, this is the upgrade. This is a crafting chair. It goes up to work on the big tables, you know, and this is what I'll be getting a second one of for the wife.
And
So,
Stacy.
and Stacy when she's here.
We will share.
So, yes.
We will share.
But you guys are amazing and awesome. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to both of us, to all of us. There's a lot of people who are a part of this shop and who claim some ownership. You guys included. Thanks for hanging out with us every night. You're amazing. You're wonderful people. And I'll be on tomorrow. I might go live tomorrow during the day with some boring stuff. And then I'll save the new mask things for tomorrow night. You guys are great. Thanks for hanging out. And go make stuff.